It's been a long time. Nearly 7 years, I think. I don't want to completely bore you senseless with where my channel's been, where it's gone, all that kind of thing. Suffice to say, where I'm living at the moment in the Philippines, they've gone and decided to change privacy laws. So, long story short, I've decided to make a few talking head videos. Today's video is all about living cheap in Angeles City. Everybody says it's expensive. Everybody says that a low budget can't be done. Stick it around to the end, and which will make it even cheaper. One more thing, there's a video playing in the background. I'll also leave a link underneath it. Should save you a lot of time driving around the neighbourhood looking for places to rent. You would like to watch that video. There's plenty of houses in the video, ranging from cheap, not so cheap. Time for the intro, I guess. And welcome back. How I live comfortably with under $739.88 USD. If you want to stick around to the end, we'll make sure you stick around to the end, and I'll tell you how you can live for $639.88 quite easily. Alright, let's get started. Now I want to start off with the small things, such as, your laundry. I can't be bothered doing my own laundry. I didn't retire just to wash my own clothes. Somebody else can do that. I do that once a week. Cleaning, that's another thing I get somebody else to do. Who wants to do your own cleaning? I know I don't. Toiletries, things like deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, soap, razor, all those kinds of things. Around 3,000 peso, which is 52.47 USD. Now I'm going to run everything in this video off USD. And at the end, what I'm going to do is put up the currencies for different countries. But as USD is used predominantly all over the Philippines here, the bulk of expats here are from America. Thanks, America. Alright, I've noticed in a lot of videos that I've watched, people are budgeting huge amounts of money for entertainment. You've been to one bar, you've been to all of them. Basically, it is nice to get out, have a nice steak every now and then, but they can cost you upwards of $50 to $80. There is steak available cheaper than that, but the quality, it's not good. So I like to call that fun money. I put aside 5,000 peso a month for that. Why 5,000? Each week, say between 1,000 and 1,250, around about that mark. It gives me, it does give me plenty to go out and, either get a few beers, I don't know, go and even see a live show or play some pool or whatever. Either that or I do nothing for a month and I just take a holiday for 2 or 3 days and jump on a bus for, round trip 700 peso or around about 11 USD and spend a couple of nights. You can get rooms for 2,000 or even cheaper than that, 1,500 to 1,800 peso. So you can spend a couple of nights away. So pretty much my leisure money adds up to exactly $87.46 USD. Rent and utilities. Very easy to go out there and find the first nice place and move into it, and then sort of get comfortable and think, well, I can't be bothered living anywhere, would urge you to do. And if you go and have a look at my last video, you'll see that you'd be able to rent out some nice places for, I don't know, say 1 to 2 months. Just my suggestion, I would get out there and I would try and look every day of the week, try and ring all these phone numbers on the gates. You'll see just how many phone numbers and different kinds of places there are if you go back and watch my last video. And I've lived in 2 places since I've been here, and all the time that I've been here living in those 2 places, I've never stopped looking for other places. The place that I'm in now, you know, it's probably medium to small. It's about 30 square meters, which is around about the same, you know, as a unit that you'd get in a high rise somewhere, except it's on the ground floor. It's got a bedroom, separate kitchen, separate laundry, separate shower, all that kind of thing, separate lounge. I'll give you the price that I'll pay in a minute and you're going to be surprised. Just my opinion, but if you want to come here and you want to live on a budget and you want to live well and you don't know much about the place, the way things work over here with the rentals is if they are furnished, or what they call furnished, they can sometimes be worth anywhere between 80% and 100% more, basically double. Doesn't matter how unfurnished it is. Don't worry if it doesn't have any curtains on the wall. Don't worry about it. It is very, very easy to get things fixed cheaply here, and the landlords do not care. In fact, they're quite happy if you can get things fixed around their house. It also came with, if you can find a place which is not air conditioned, that is a big, big plus. You'll save yourself anywhere between 5,000 and 7,000, or around, you know, 200 USD, just because it's not air conditioned. Now, split system air conditioners over here are cheap. For around, where are we? Well, I got mine installed, fully installed, supplied, everything for 15,000 USD, $262.37 USD to have a split system air conditioner fully installed in your house. It's ridiculous. If I had to do that back in Australia, it probably cost me 5 times that. It probably pays for itself, and the reduction in rent, it would easily pay for itself within 2 to 3 months. Over the course of a year, it's going to save you a hell of a lot of money. So yeah, do yourself a favour, find a place that does not have air conditioning. Make sure you check and see if you're allowed to put it in. Landlord will be your best friend if you said you're going to give them a free air conditioner. The thing is, furnishings, you can furnish your entire house for probably less than 600 or 700 USD. And what you can't find on Facebook Marketplace, there's sites such as, this is definitely the way to go. People, or you can send somebody out to pick things up for next to nothing. But such as my cane furniture, I don't know if you can see it or not, and the bamboo, I picked up queen size bed, sofa, coffee table, 2 singles, a fridge, table, everything else for, I don't know, about 300 or 400 USD delivered. The mattress is probably an extra $20 off Lazada, and that pays for itself in what you haven't paid in rent within, I don't know, 2 months, 2 to 3 months, quite easily. My rent and utilities, believe it or not, let's try that again, 9,500 peso. Now that is including power and including water, which of course translates to $166.17 USD. Now, if you're in a place that was already air conditioned and furnished with crappy furniture, you'd be paying at the very least 15,000 to 20,000, not including your power and water bills. What about food? I hear you say. Right, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to food. I don't like cooking my own food at the moment. I can't be bothered. I eat out each and every day. And when I say eat out, you know, I'm talking about food. I very rarely spend more than 700 peso per day on food. I can get a very, very big, very healthy, nice, well prepared, good meal for less than 500. You know, and then you've got, if you like drinking beer, you've got 60 peso beer. What's that, about $1.10 USD or something like that? Or you know, if you want to drink soft drinks, your bottle of Coke's only going to cost you 18, 19 peso at the most. The period of a month, now when I say month, I work that out to 30 days. And then I add a little bit just in case I have to buy, you know, some extra packets of coffee or something like that. So that works out to 21,000. Now at the end of the video, I'll show you a better way to do that, which will save you even more money. I don't need to travel to go to the markets. That's if I wasn't such a late cook here myself. Yeah, I could just walk to the markets and get some food. It's only 5 minutes away. That's another advantage of renting. But food, water, you know, the occasional beer, coffee, all that kind of thing, salt, pepper, $367.31 USD. That for me is a big chunk out of my budget, but we're going to address that at the end of the video. And I'm going to get some haters. Internet for me is a big one, especially when it's hot. What the hell else are you going to do? I can't go out riding my bike or anything like that. And before anyone says anything, I'll fill the tank up. It cost me about 650 peso, and the amount that I use the bike, that lasts me about 3 months to 3.5 months. I've had my driver's license for quite some time, so I'm not factoring in any of those costs. I go with my internet, I go with Globe Internet. It's not the best and not the cheapest, but for me it is a little bit more feasible than the others because I have Globe mobile phone, which again is not the best, but it's very cheap. The advantage of Globe is they run all kinds of promos and specials each and every single day of the week. And for as little as sometimes 149 peso, or you know, $2.20 or something like that, you can pick up 14 days and 20 to 40 gig worth of data. So yeah, it's not uncommon for me to get through a whole month with as much data on my phone as I like, and phone calls for 400 pesos, or around 670, 680, something like that. Anyway, total for my internet and mobile phone, which the same company grouped together, is $31.49 USD for the month. Next one, visa renewal. I always get a Grab taxi when I go to do my visa. It's because if I'm going to carry the most important paperwork identification that I have in the world, and I can't afford to lose it, I want to be in a safe vehicle. And I don't want to get ripped off because I'm a bit of a cheap Charlie. So visa renewal per month plus travel to and from with a Grab taxi. And I've also factored into, when I go to do my renewals, I do all the paperwork myself. I've gotten to a stage where I can do it faster than, you know, the so-called agents, which do exactly the same thing as you do. It takes me 5 minutes. But then of course you've got to wait for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But factoring in food during the wait to get it back, the Grab taxi to go and get it, and I go to a place called Marquee Mall. I don't take it to travel agents. I never ever part with my passport, never. I will never ever give that to somebody and trust that they're going to send it back, or they're not going to lose it or get robbed or anything like that. Always hold on to your passport. Do not give it to somebody else and trust them with it. The paperwork is only like this much. It's about 3 paragraphs, half an A4 size paper, and you can get it done in like 5 to 8 minutes, even if you've never done it before. I spent quite a long time sitting there watching these guys, hunched over and pretending that they're concentrating, doing some all-important work and going over there and coming back, and then telling me that they managed to get me 2 months, and it's lucky that we used their services. So yeah, factoring in grab taxis, food, visa renewal, came to 2,000 peso, and that's once every month, which at today's rate is $34.98 USD. Watch my last video and just have a look around at how many places there are. You can even write down some of the streets that I drove down and ring those numbers yourself. Finally, USD total comes to $739.88. AUD, oh god, 1,143.11. The British pound, $549.77. Wouldn't that be nice? And the Canadian dollar, the CAD, 1,015.89. Now, what I promised you at the end of the video was a way to make that even cheaper. Now, if I thought I was going to get some haters criticising this video, I definitely am now. Alright, I can take roughly anywhere between 100 and 110 USD simply by doing the following. I can scrub my own feet, I can cut my own toenails, cut my own fingernails, cut my hair, clean my own house. I don't know about washing my own clothes, that's going a little bit too far. Cooking at home, buying from the markets. I don't buy meat from the markets. Go to a reputable store. It's totally up to you, of course, if you want to go to markets and buy that market meat. Take your chances. So anyway, you can trim that down again, as long as I cut my own hair, I cut my own nails, scrub my own feet, cook a little bit of food at home, maybe 4 or 5 nights a week. I can quite easily cut this back by 100 USD and still live pretty comfortably on $639.88 USD, $988. It's under $1,000 Australian. British pound, 475.46. They wouldn't even give you 1 week's rent over in the UK. Or the Canadian dollar, $878.59. Now don't forget, we're living right in the centre of Angley City here. Just for, everybody uses Walking Street for a reference. Walking Street's no more than, on my bike, it's 4 minutes away. Grab taxi, probably 5 to 6 minutes. It's at exactly the same distance to Koreatown the other way. Depending on traffic, probably to get across the highway, 7 or 8 minutes to SM Mall. Exactly the same time to get over to Marquee Mall. Then you've got, like 1,000,001 restaurants all over the place. If you really want to go to clubs, and that's fine. If you want to go and play golf, that's fine. That's not very cheap though. I would suggest, well, you go play golf if you want. I'd rather go to the driving range, have a couple of beers and just smack the shit out of a few balls. It's much cheaper. I get just as much enjoyment out of it. Well, on that note, I think I'll wrap that up by saying, that saying goes, you don't have to live as a local. I really hate that saying because there's a lot of locals around here that have quite a bit of money, a lot more money than I do. You don't have to live in poverty, you don't have to survive. That's another saying I can't stand is, you're surviving on that amount of money. That's a pile of shit. I go out for dinner every single night, or I get takeout every single night. I get people to do my cleaning, my washing. I get manicures, pedicures, only because I can. It costs 100 peso here, rather than, 60 to 70 Australian dollars back home. Or a haircut cost me, mainly because I don't have much hair, but that cost me 100 peso. I get that done once a month. That would cost me between 20 and $30 Australian back home. People that smoke cigarettes, my country, I think a packet of 40s now is something like 70 to 75 Australian dollars from the supermarket. You can buy, say, 2 packets of 20s or 2 packets of 25s here, 370 peso, which is just under $6, I think, USD. Hopefully you are not a bit of an alcoholic. Beer here is cheap as hell. Actually, spirits here are quite cheap as well. Back in Australia when I left, I was paying, some places you're paying $9 for an average beer. I've been coming here back and forwards for 7 years. It's only been over the last 3 years that I've been here full time. Angeles City isn't for everybody. There's a lot of things that'll annoy you. There's a hell of a lot of things that will annoy you, but it's what you make of it. There's a lot of pros as well. There's a lot to do. All I can suggest is if you're planning on coming over, don't just come and settle here. Go and try some different places. Some people absolutely love Cebu. Some people love living on the islands. That's a subject for a whole different video. You wouldn't catch me living anywhere near those places, mainly for the fact that if I had anything medically go wrong, another subject for another video. If you're still here, if you stuck it in to the end, I appreciate it. Give me a like and subscribe. See you later.